Hey, what's going on, Denise? How's everybody going? Hey, Barb, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Hey, Tammy Johnson. Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, we're broadcasting live from Japan and also on another channel from UK. So everybody make sure, like Barb says, like and subscribe. So
Here
hopefully,
with your friends.
and share the show. So hopefully everybody sliding in. And Eric, Eric was on the last show. So Eric and I, we're gonna start up a new show on Thursday.
Yeah.
It's called Standby Paranormal. Yeah. So
Nice. Okay.
Aussie Sue, hello there.
Can we say hi to Tammy? And Denise. Let's see. Jim's camera is here. Dawn. Hi, Catherine. Catherine's here. And Roger. Russell. Hello, Russell. And Lizzie. Hi, Lizzie.
Hello, Liz. So how's everybody doing today? And Catherine. So everybody, welcome.
Yeah,
hello.
Thanks for joining us. Our guest is Bettina, and I know everybody can't wait to see her. She's getting home from work and getting settled, so she'll be here to join us as soon as she can. So she'll be here. But
hey, Roger.
So
yeah, it happens.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
So,
it was nice of her to do it. When you rush home from work and try it. And she was on her own show last night because, as many of you know, she has her own YouTube channel. So, hi, Raymond. Raymond hanging in the background.
Raymond is always hanging. So, I'm glad to have everybody. It's a welcome round of applause there. So,
Standing Stones. Hi. So, tell me about your new show with Eric. What is
it's called Standby Paranormal, and he's in the cryptids too. He's the one that makes the REM pods, the one that everybody loves on the show.
Awesome.
That goes off that I use. He makes the skulls and the dragons and so forth. And so he's actually in the crowd, the audience tonight. So welcome, Eric. And
that's exciting.
But we've been talking about it. And I was like, man, you got to stay on me. I get so busy. And next thing you know, it's like I get 3 messages down. And Eric's like, okay, now I get what you're trying to tell me. Yeah, Eric. Yeah, right. Next Thursday's our show. We got to figure out a time. So we'll get that figured out. I got to get it down on all the networks and get approval on some channels. But I'll get all that figured out. Yeah. So what's going on with you, Barb?
Well, I had a little weird thing last night, and I'm going to review the my
Lord.
camera footage. I know. Here we go. We were having. I live near an army base, and so they'll do munitions, testing, which is loud and and all that, and I could tell that was happening last night. And I heard this. I was hearing some pretty loud rumbles, and I thought I'm just going to check my cameras just to make sure, maybe it's lightning. I don't know, whatever. And so check the front camera, and out at the street there was this flash of light, and literally like a car lights would flash, but it wasn't that, because the car would have to be, it wouldn't be possible. There were no cars there because I can see them on my other camera. But immediately after that, there was all these like crashing sounds in the woods. I mean,
wow.
That went on for probably not quite a minute, but at least 30 seconds. And like, what the heck? And then I watched a little bit more, because then I thought, is there like some kind of a fire going? Or I'm thinking about, this is terrible, but like the what are the weapons that they use to start? We're talking about that. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh! So I just kept watching to make sure, and nothing ever developed. But I thought that was weird. Went out today and I didn't see anything where there was any firecrackers or something like that. But so how it is. The fun never ends. So I am so anxious to see, and I know you are, but your video camera results. So
if they're out there still, I was wondering last night. My daughter contacted me. She's like, "Are we going to go out in the woods and check them?" I'm like, "Not yet." I'm like, I said, you better bring your laptop. She's like, well, how many laptops we're going to need? I'm like, we better bring your laptop. And I said, we got plenty of cameras to check. She said, how many? And I wouldn't tell her. I said, we got plenty.
Yeah,
and she says, do you remember what trees you put them on? I'm like, no.
Oh.
She's like, well, how are you going to find them? I was like, GPS coordinates. She was like, are you serious? I'm like, yes. So,
Dad's thorough. That's great.
So, yeah.
How long do you think you'll leave them out there?
Probably about 3.5 weeks. I think this is what, the second week now?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So this is, I think, the second week. So, but yeah, so I'm really curious to see if they're still hanging, if they're even working. I don't know. Maybe I have nothing. Who knows? Maybe I have a bunch of streakers in the woods. Or maybe I have the girl from the ring, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been told by the psychic panel on a few of them that they're like, you're going to catch some stuff. I'm like, oh, great. And exactly, I've been asking, I'm talking like deer, right? And wildlife, like, and I'm like, oh. And then the camera acting up, my, photographer camera and all that stuff. I take acting up, the SD card. It's just stuff, it's not, I know. So, Raymond, to get what was really weird, Aussie, I'm going to come back to that, but it is going to be exciting, Raymond. The curiosity is getting to me about it. It really is. But last night I was talking to Chris, and Chris was like, are you okay? And I guess he thought I froze. I'm like, dude, you ain't going to believe this. And he's like, what? And now if you know where my dolls are located, every one of them are above me. So I'm going to grab one. This one was standing next to my monitor looking at me. Standing.
Whoa. Oh, my gosh.
Yes. Standing.
And wait, I just want to, we'll have to go back, not right now, but we'll have to go back and check. When you brought the doll down, did you guys see it out in our viewers? Your camera froze. It froze, like your camera froze.
Are you serious?
Just for a second, just briefly, but it was like it, and then did anybody else see that?
Wow. So it flipped me out because I was talking to him, and it's like, I don't want to say what I thought it did because it scared the hell out of me. But I was looking, and I looked down, and it looked like it went around my monitor.
Oh my God.
And I just sat there, and he was like, Grizzly, are you okay? And I'm like, you ain't gonna believe this. And I'm like, watch what I'm getting ready to grab. And I grabbed it, and I showed him. He's like, where'd you grab that? I'm like, right next to my monitor. He goes, I thought it was above your head, your dolls. I'm like, they are. And I'm like, it wasn't there during our last show. Oh my God. I was like, I'm like standing like next to the monitor watching me. And I mean, that just like freaked me out.
That's creepy. Is that, now which one? Is this a new one? A newer one?
That was the one of the 4 from Japan.
Okay.
So, yeah. Now that one, the eyes do open and close, standing stones.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Cause that looked, when you put it up to the, it looked really creepy, but the eyes were closed when you put it up to the, how do they open though? Because I thought if they
I don't know. I don't want to mess with it. I didn't even really want to touch it, and I grabbed it to show you guys. Hey, Rita. Rita was on the last show from UK. I was on. Welcome to the show, Rita.
Hi, Rita.
So, but that really flipped me out, and so I got on Amazon, and I'm like, man, I got to order all these holy water bottles and get them filled and all this other stuff, and I'm trying to get stuff ready for the conference and.
You need one of those things like a
super soakers.
Yes, super soaker. Yeah.
Can you see me in the middle of a Catholic church during their, I don't know what they call it when they have, I don't know if it's called a sermon, but mass in the year. And then everybody be turning around like, what the hell is that noise, I don't mind me, everybody. I'm good. I hurry up, So, hey, Judy, welcome to the show.
Hi, Judy.
So, right, Aussie. Yeah. So, there you go, Raymond. But yeah, Aussie, see.
Is that the doll's name, Japanabel?
I have no idea, Raymond.
Never mind. I got it.
I mean, don't start naming the dolls on me, because that really flips me out, because Lala was naming one of them on the show, and that start flipping me out, because it would start mimicking the spirit talker. And it was just whoa. Yeah.
That was yesterday, right? Was that yesterday?
Yeah. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. I had to stop and think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Standing Stones, my wife got my mom years ago holy oil from Europe. And my holy oil I get from Lords of London, and it comes from Jerusalem. And I don't know where it's at. Usually I have it in reach. I can't see because my lights are on above my head. But a little bottle of it, it's so expensive, but it goes a long ways. And very expensive. And but yes, and it doesn't wash off either. So yeah, she puts it on every day, right? Well, that's what you're supposed to do with holy water before you leave and you come and go your house and wherever. You're supposed to put it on your forehead, leaving and coming and so forth. And the spirits, the prayers I give people in the warfare kits, to bless your rooms and certain rooms in your houses, your properties, with the medallions and medals and what you're supposed to do with them. And actually Lala and Bob actually got a kit. And I was like, I better put some extra holy water in there and St. Benedict medals. And,
I'm going to have to get one of those for you. Because I
scooped them up, because she's got some ramped up activity, and hopefully she won't mind me saying that she got her door closed on her today. And she thought she got locked out of her house. Yeah. Yeah. So she is, I was like, I gave her exactly what to do with everything was sent. I was like, you got to follow the instructions. And I was like, you got to have faith, and you got to be clear minded when you do this, and you can't be a wuss. Right.
Yeah.
So,
right.
But you got to be firm. So,
wait, did you make a laughing sound?
Yeah. That was me and my board. Yeah. That was my board.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm freaking me out.
Look, you're freaking out now for a change. I know. Yeah. So I got different sound of boards.
Yeah. I figured, but
effects.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
So
you never know what's gonna happen. Wow. Yeah. It's and obviously she's just like a beacon, Lala's just like a beacon for anything, and unfortunately that comes with
she really is.
Yeah. Oh,
so I was showing Barb, ladies and gentlemen, some pictures. Bless this guy. So somebody reached out to me and they're like, hey man, I've got some pictures of some dog man. And I get a lot of stuff. And
yeah, me too. Yeah, we do. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And hey, Joanne, welcome to the show.
Hi,
and I don't take the pictures, so I don't say if they're real or not. I wasn't there. So, and, but I looked at a couple of them and I was like telling myself, I was like, please don't post these pictures in somebody's group. Please don't do it. Bless his heart. Mm-hmm. And Barb's like, what am I doing? No. I'm like, well, let me show you one right before the show. And she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, and I felt sorry, because it's like, hurry up, take the picture. Yeah. Hurry, I'm hurt. Hurry up, and it's like, there ain't no way in hell that I'll be 3 foot away taking a picture of this damn monster that's hunched over. But
and that's just, I've seen that picture before. So he said somebody sent it to him, right?
Yeah. And so, and it's just, Wadner. Hello there, Wadner. Welcome to the show. I bet crickets would take well to some Grateful Dead music in the woods for real.
Probably.
You know what? People play music, instruments out in the woods, Tibet bows, string music, guitars. They play Indian music. So, and it works. So it really does.
It really does.
So, and that's what makes me think about the neighbor and the trampoline. next to the woods in the fence, being so close.
Yeah.
How many times we heard that they hear the children and it draws them to them, right?
They love to watch it.
Yeah. So that really makes me wonder. And like I said, I haven't seen the children out.
Oh.
So, so I don't know.
School's back. Hi, Summer.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Summer.
Right. School's back in session, probably.
So yeah, but I haven't seen them all year, though. I haven't seen them outside. They have a swing set. No. They got a playhouse.
Oh, I hope nothing happened that scared them, I mean, if they saw something.
I kind of want to know, but I've got it. Let me tell you, I put it this way. I've got the back of the houses covered. Mm-hmm. I mean, I got them saturated with cameras. So if anything is or was coming around, it's probably not coming around now.
Okay.
So, and that's where I saw, and I got that picture or whatever that print was that's gone now. That led it up to where I followed up to her house. Mm-hmm. So, and it wasn't me, ladies and gentlemen. I was just following the game trail, which was the game trail. What was weird is because it was so wide and worn. And I'm used to be a deer hunter, so I know what game trails look like. Right. But there's certain areas where grass will and will not grow. We all know that, right, Russell? Mm-hmm. So we understand that. But this is like a herd of elephants would go through and just leave just bare dirt.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It may be something, it may be nothing, but I don't know.
Do you have bears? You don't have bears.
Because no, we don't have bears.
If you had bears, there would have to be a bunch of bears. And that really sounds like what I've observed, Sasquatch. What else could it be? Because they really like to rearrange everything,
Right. Now, we do have deer. We do have the regular raccoons, possums, squirrels, we called not the beavers, the groundhogs. We have those. Okay. So we do have stuff like that.
Yeah, but nothing like that is going to leave. It's going to down like that.
Not like that. Then you got the pear tree, right? Mm-hmm. You got the trampoline. Then he used to have the chicken coop with the chickens, and the neighbors moved. Mm-hmm. So then it's like, okay, why did they move?
Yeah.
So now the cameras, so that's 4. So this is where I talk about, getting red flags, right? Yes. And then I noticed, I told you on another show, yes, I got woodchucks and chipmunks, Catherine. So, yes, I knew that was coming. But then I noticed that other people have also, not every house, but some other people have cameras too up. So that makes you wonder, too, because you don't see cameras on houses where I live. So that's strange. And we don't have porch pirates because I live on a dead-end street. So, so before I moved from Lexington, I bought a very nice Best Buy. Not a sponsor. Yeah. But they had a wireless security home kit. It was $3.99 and it had it on clearance for $135.
Okay.
And I bought it. Yeah. And I found it in my studio the other night cleaning, and it's still in the box, and it's supposed to last for up to a year on the batteries that comes with, and it's wireless. And I think it's remote control, so you can access it from your phone from Wi-Fi. Oh, so, right. Okay. And I've got some pole barns that I bought, one of them. And so I thought, well, maybe I can put these up on the backside and put them up on a couple of trees. I wonder how far I can weed. I can't even talk. I sound like Porky the damn pig. That's all, folks. How far I can reach with Wi-Fi. There we go. Yeah. I can get my pronunciation out. Yeah. You never saw woodchucks until we moved to Arkansas, freaked and added little creatures. Let me tell you something. If my dad watches this show, him and his damn chipmunks, he keeps a Red Ryder next to the damn fridge. And I moved the sights on that damn Red Ryder BB gun. I crap you not, ladies and gentlemen. And he will sling that damn door open when I'm over. And he was like, there's one right there. And he'll try to shoot. And he's like, I missed. And he can't figure out why he can't get one. And and every time I see a jar of peanut butter, I think about Brian.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing with this peanut butter? He's like, chipmunks like peanut butter. And I was like, and he will put peanut butter in certain locations on the patio. And,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so he can try to pop one of these chipmunks.
Oh my
and he can't hit one. And I feel sorry for him. And
what does he hate? He hates them. Why does he hate them so much?
Because they tear up his garden and they're rodents. But they're cute,
yeah, sure.
you know.
Yeah, they're cute. But if they're being
Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yep. But yeah. So anyway, so he bought one of these hotels, and they go in and they get electrocuted, and it's a rodent trap, and it's black, and it's a hotel, and it's got yeah.
I thought you were saying that your parents bought a hotel and your dad went in and got electrocuted.
No. And these damn things will run up to it and
they're like
and sniff it, and they're like, "There's peanut butter in there, but I'm not stupid. I'm not going in there because I'm not coming back." And they will not run into this hotel. And this thing's about this tall. I mean, you can't see my. I mean, I don't know how much he paid for it. Bless his heart.
Oh my gosh!
But he's like, they won't go into it. I'm like, man, I think they're outsmarting you.
Yeah.
So Aussie Sue, it is. It's funnier than hell. And I never told him about the sights on the rifle. You know. So, but anyways.
What is a woodchuck different than a groundhog?
Yeah, how much would a woodchuck chuck a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck chuck a woodchuck or whatever?
I don't know if they're. I feel like they're the same thing, aren't they? I'm not sure. I don't know.
I don't know. I think a woodchuck is different, isn't it, Raymond or Aussie Sue? Yeah, somebody fact check us on that. I know we got fact checkers in here.
My husband hates groundhogs, and when after he got divorced from his first wife, and he was living with his sister for a while, and they were in her out in her pasture. So one day she's in her room, do whatever, and he's in the kitchen, opens the slider and just sees one like your dad, but like with a big big loud gun, and he and shoots it. She comes out, she's like, "Randy, what the hell are you doing?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Getting rid of the groundhogs."
Yeah.
Don't do it in the house.
Yeah.
We have mountain beavers here too, which I've never seen one, but they supposedly dig big holes in the ground. Okay, they are the same groundhog.
The same are the woodchucks.
Thank you, Russell. Yeah,
I guess it's part different. I guess what part of the country is what you call them, right, Russell?
Yeah. Yep.
So, that's interesting.
Yeah.
The Raymond says not sure they can chuck a lot of wood. but it is interesting though. I used to have a lot of friends that used to go not beaver hunting. Damn it, what do you call it? Groundhog hunting.
Yeah, groundhog. Okay.
Yeah, I had to stop and think. We're just talking about it. See how short my memory is.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh. So, but partridge and the grouse. So now we don't have grouse around here. We have. Doves and so forth, and we have what is that other bird? Daggone it! I mean, y'all just like throwing me for a loop.
Do you have like probably you're not talking about like ringneck pheasants? They're so cool looking.
We have pheasants. Farther south. Yeah, we have pheasants further south. Yeah.
I don't know.
Prairie dogs. Yes, that's what I was thinking of earlier. Prairie dogs. Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of beaver, I was
crap, Raymond. I call BS on that. Hey, let me tell you about cow tiffin. I got fooled one day on Bobby's farm. And they set me up. And I ran as fast as I could. I bounced off that cow and I hurt myself. Tip a cow. My rear end. Yeah, Bob Whites. Yeah, try to catch one of those. No, that's a stripe or whatever. Try to catch one of those with the burlap sack. Yeah. See, Raymond, I knew Raymond. Cow tipping there. I really thought it was a saying back then when I was younger. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I thought it was a thing too. It's not a real thing?
No, you can't tip a cow over.
What if they're sleeping? I thought you could if they're sleeping.
They sleep standing up.
I know, so then you would be able to push them over, right?
You can't.
I think it's true. You can't? Oh, I thought it was true.
And
they all laughed at me. I'm not falling for that.
I ran, and I went to push, and I ran. Oh, it was awful.
So that doesn't
snipe hunting. That's right.
That's like snipe hunting.
Yeah,
it's not really a thing. Wow. Oh, I thought.
Yeah, I had a burlap bag too with the stick. I'll never forget that.
Oh my gosh.
So.
Wow. It's funny. Yeah, like I was saying about, one of us said about the beavers. I was talking to a local. Oh, I hope he doesn't watch the show. A neighbor of mine, and we were talking about. He knows that I've seen Sasquatch.
I hope he's not watching the show.
I know
my dad's not watching my show. He's like,
hi, Marty.
All those damn BBs. He's probably wasted and bounced off the driveway and stuff. So I thought he just texted me. I was like, I'm busted. False alarm, guys, ladies and gentlemen.
So my neighbor is saying, like, they've had some signs, but not really. And he said, but this area that where I walk in, which is I call it Bigfoot Row. He said, have you ever been, have you ever walked through there? He said, there's weird noises. And I'm like, yeah. And then he goes, and this is what was funny. And he goes, and all those beavers making their dens. And I'm like, why would they be making dens? I almost said his name. There's no water. And he was like, oh, you're right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then he said, oh, wow. Because they look like big, huge beaver house den, whatever.
That is funny. That is funny. Hello, Nana Boss. Welcome to the show. You gotta go back and rewatch the beginning.
Bettina is going to be here soon. I got a message from her that she'll be
here. Cow tipping is illegal in Texas. Really?
But then I think so. Then maybe you can tip them. I don't know.
I know one guy we set up for cow tipping. And he didn't make it to the cow. He slept in the cow patty and hurt himself and twisted his ankle. Yeah.
Oh, no.
He took off running. He was like, I'll knock that thing over. Watch me. And boy, he was running. And he stepped right in. And well, you couldn't see. It was dark,
Yeah.
So, but man, we didn't know what he landed in because it was like a slip and slide. So, yeah.
Poor thing. Yeah.
He rolled in the back of the pickup truck, I assured you.
Oh, yeah. Not coming here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Marty. Oh, I'm sorry, Marty, Mr. Connecting Flight. Oh, I hate when that happens. Ugh.
No, that is terrible.
Yeah, so there's a big conference going on in the Ozarks. And
yes, there is. Now, I'm going to the one that's in Mayfield, Kentucky on October 7th.
Okay, cool.
So that's the one I'm going to. So they talked me into it, and I was like, yeah, I'll go. So my daughter's going to go with me too. Awesome. So that's about a 3-hour trip. That is in eastern Kentucky, right on the Tennessee border. So be interesting. Right. They're actually doing ghost hunts and everything else down there. So pretty interesting. Ken from Tennessee Paranormal is putting it on, so very interesting. He's got some other good speakers that's going to be down there. Mm-hmm. And there's another conference in Tennessee too. I can't remember, in Harlan County. The mayor and everybody's putting on, and they're doing ghost hunts too. Mm-hmm. And they're having people. All these conferences are starting to pop up. It's great.
Yes.
It's called Mayfield, Catherine. Mayfield, again, Kentucky. It's 3 hours from where I live. It's on the eastern part of Kentucky, right by Tennessee. I had to look it up on the map. So, but they reached out to me about a couple of months ago, and I told them no in the beginning. And but anyways, I'm going. It's going to be
Good.
fun, and
Yeah.
I said, what
Yeah.
the heck? So.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I broadcast live there? And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah. I was like, I got all my equipment. And my daughter's like, what about the other shows? I'm like, I guess we're going to do them from the hotel room.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell, So,
or live from somewhere on the, if you can, right there. That'd be cool.
Yeah. So, so it's going to be Dogman. It's going to be paranormal. And somebody's like, are you going to bring some holy water? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to bring holy water. I'm going to bring crucifixes.
Right.
And I'll have some other merchandise. And so I've got my table banner already set. Oh, I got another text. I'm like, I'm busted.
Oh, gosh.
It's not. So I'm like, because I'm like, I'm afraid he's gonna watch the show and he's gonna get like really angry. Because this is going on like for 8 months now, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no! Oh gosh!
So passing that 6.5 hours from you all, well, it's not too bad. But the conference is only a day because they got so much other activities going on with other events. So it was October 28th. They moved it to October the 7th because all the activities in the town. And this town really is a big phenomenon when it comes to October. I mean, did they celebrate Halloween? I mean, it is like, wow. Yeah, very wow.
A lot. Is it like a very historical?
Yeah, very old town. So yeah. Yeah, you're right, Raymond, about that. So it's going to be interesting. So
yeah. There's there's a couple going on here too. I don't with our daughter's getting married in November, so I have so much to do between now and then, and
yes,
going to any of them for now, but I will definitely next in the new year because they're a lot of fun.
There's so many of them anymore, right? Usually there used to be like maybe 2 or 3 a year, but now there's like 8 to 10 a year or more. And it's really great to see people putting them on and stuff and get people more involved and educated, right? So it's really very interesting. So I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, when you can bring people, together and meet face to face or see people to speak face to that's powerful. That really is. That's cool. Catherine was just at the one in where was that, Catherine? Was it Dallas, Fort Worth?
Texas? Yeah.
Texas. Met a lot of great people. Bettina was speaking at that one, and so she said, "Oh, I'm kind of all talked out about my experiences." So she'll be talking about some other things with us tonight. So, Fort Worth. Okay, that's where.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And then you're going to be going to so she'll be going to the one in Ozark. That's cool. That's such a pretty area. Wow. Hey, so when Bettina does come in, if you all can remember, if you have any questions for her, if you can put them in all caps or at least, the beginning of your question, because it just helps Grizzly and I as we're going through to try to keep track. So that would be great. And she should be here any minute. She texted me a little bit, let's keep our fingers crossed. But you know how it is. She was at work, and so she's on her way home. So that
happens. The only problems we have is we're on a time restraint on a couple of channels because of other shows. That's only downfall. Yeah. So hopefully she can make it here soon. Because we had to cut the show short. But I'll definitely get out the wireless security camera kit. And see about putting them up. What I'll probably do is I don't know how I guess turn my phone off and see how far I can walk out in the backyard with Wi-Fi on the phone to see if the cameras can pick it up. Then I guess what I'll do is once I remove the cameras from the woods behind the house, I will put up the other ones and see what happens. But I don't know if I can put them in the wood. So I don't know. We'll
yeah.
I guess I'll play with them.
Yeah.
And figure it out. So yeah.
Ours are like that. They're wireless. And actually in some of them, our driveway camera, sometimes it doesn't look like it has any service, but it works. And we got one of those boosters, that you supposed to boost. I don't know if it works that well, but anyway, it's supposed to boost the signal. So, and I think they work. Yeah, they work really great. And you don't have to worry about the wires. Yeah.
It got great reviews, and I bought it. So, but I don't know. We'll try it. The reason why I bought it is for Raymond. Your moon pies. I haven't ate. Just had a banana moon pie, but I bought it for ghost investigation, so we can put them up in rooms and so forth. And but I don't know. I have to look because. Where does the video go to? Does it go to a cloud? I have to figure that out because I really never paid.
Yeah, because if now mine is in, it's in an app and it'll stay in there, but usually if you go beyond, like it'll stay for a week and then beyond that it might lose it, or if you have to update your the base station, it could lose the video. But then you can download it if you want to save anything, you can download it or upload it or whatever. My daughter said I'm using upload and download wrong. So do I care? No. I hope you guys understand.
I know. We know what you mean, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, so my father-in-law passed away, but he had been in a nursing home for about a year, and prior to that, he lived by himself. He's 99 and he's living by himself. God bless him. But so my husband put cameras up, in the house so we could keep an eye on him, not, like in the bathroom or whatever, but, just places, just if and then he said, hey, Dad, if you fall or anything that, just yell because I can hear you, I'll get a notification. So since he's passed away, all kinds of crazy things up in the hall. In the upstairs. So
oh wow,
I know, just weird. It looks like a door keeps opening and closing and opening into the hall. And I said to my husband, now correct me if I'm wrong, but this door opens in. It's the bathroom door. He said, yeah. I said, then what is that thing that looks just like a door going like that? And
wow.
So, I know. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna.
Wow.
That's creepy.
Wow.
Ooh. Yeah. So that was that was what Lala had read and thought, said it was him and a friend, which would make sense because he had a common law wife that had passed away before him, and he was just devastated. We all were. She was just a wonderful woman, the nicest woman that you can imagine. Yeah. So when Lala said that, I thought, well, that's weird. Like if him and Dot are back, and my father-in-law and Dot are back at the house visiting, that'd be cool.
Raymond, I'm gonna mute you if you don't stop talking about moon pies. I muted one person, and that was a spammer since I've been broadcasting. No, I muted two and booted one. Him and his moon pies. So yeah.
But what was Kelly saying? I was sitting in my room the other night doing some coloring in one of my books, and all of a sudden I wondered, could be.
So Lala during FDL show with them, she went and she's like, which one of you all? And I was like, oh, you better tell the truth. You better tell the truth. Don't lie. She's gonna bust you all. I was like, and they're all sitting there going, uh-oh. I'm like, please speak up. And slowly they're like, that's me. I was like, oh, thank God. Because if she's got to start polling like, that's you, right? Yeah. So, and then because they were like, because they were like, man, they were like, she was freaking us out because she was spot on. I was like, I'm telling you, I'm like, when you deal with people with real abilities, you got to be careful. I was like, that's why my mind's always pure, because some of them that you are close with, right? they know when you're upset because some of them will call me, calm down, relax. It's going to be okay. And it drives me crazy when they do that. It's like, I'm trying to get this ad done. I'm behind on a promo, right? So, but yeah. As you know, Grizzly, I have paranormal face and my nose itches and all week, and I don't know. Yes. And Kelly, anytime she has paranormal experiences, her nose itches. So
wow. Oh, wow. Huh.
So Eric, FDL was talking about that earlier. Yeah. So So it's very interesting. So they were very
Lala
impressed with Lala. And
she had them
we're
all
gonna
pegged. That's
I know, right? And she's real shy, but once you get her to open up, it floats. And I was like, because I thought to myself, when she says, "Which one of you?" and I thought, please speak up. Don't make her pull it out.
Yeah.
But what do y'all? Speaking of Dog Man and pictures, I showed Barb a picture, and I'm not going to show it on the air because I don't want everybody to laugh. But but what do y'all think about Dog Man in reality? What do you think it is? What's your all's perspective on it? I mean, do you think what is it? Do you think it's flesh and blood? Do you think it's demonic? What is it, ladies and gentlemen? What's your all's take? Denise, Sean, Eric, Kelly, Jim's camera down, Aussie Sue? Because y'all don't very talk about Dog Man. You always talk about Bigfoot and Sasquatch. Russell Easterbrooks, what is your take about Dog Man? You're always quiet on that subject as well. So I just curious, I'm not trying to put you on the show and put a camera on you and put you on record. I just want to know what people's thoughts are. I mean, I got mixed emotions. I never seen one. I'm scared of it. I'll be honest. I'm scared of anything, but
I don't want to see. That's interesting. Eric, says about a werewolf, but I was talking to a local woman who's kind of like I'd say like a cryptid, expert, if there is such a thing with our local area with local folklore. And she was the one that said, we don't have dogmen here on my peninsula. There's no dogmen, but there is lichens, which is, which is like
reminds me of the movie The Underworld.
Yes. Yeah, because it's like a more human version of a werewolf. So, and she said, they can go in and out of their transformation at will, and even when they're most, at the maximum transformed, they still have a lot of human attributes, and they're very powerful telepathically. So yeah, and she said they're not as aggressive as a regular dogman because of the human characteristics. They're not going to just go. She feels that dogmen are just, most of them are. Oh gosh, hold on. Oh no, this is bad.
So we actually one of the shows, Jim, Sean, Russell, Raymond, we had a person that was telling us off the air that he was out in the woods, and now this is kind of wild. That he walked upon a hog, and it was rolling around in the mud, and it smelled like a hog, looked like a hog, and it rolled over on its four legs, and it transformed into like a black suet, and it transformed itself into a human being and walked off like a human. Now that would freak me out. Now I don't know what you call that, a shapeshifter. I don't know what you would call that. To me, that's demonic. I've also got reports to where a creature would run out of a bush after another animal, and it looks like part human and part dog. with the dog head, and then it would run around a corner and it turns into another animal. I have no idea. So, that's what I'm saying. I don't know either. So,
and I think, Catherine, I do feel like they're, could potentially be demonic. Maybe it's just because they're so aggressive. They seem to be so aggressive and evil. I don't know. Then some people say that they're conjured up, or that they're, that the G-man makes them.
Right. Right.
So
well, Stalin, tried to do his thing back then with apes and gorillas and females. So Raymond, Dogman scares me, but I do think Dogman werewolves are different. Yeah, I do. I do say that they are different. I know some of the I always want to call it NAACP, but it's not that. The North American Dogman chapters.
Oh, yes.
Shane Michael Crisp and some of the other ones we talked to, they actually break it down, difference between a werewolf and a dogman and a shapeshifter and everything else. They have their own different characteristics and definitions.
Yeah.
But, now could I tell the difference between each one, or a lycan or something? No, I can't,
Right.
But, werewolves are allegedly, they can change back from human to a werewolf or a wolf, right?
Yeah.
But a dogman cannot. Dogman is stuck in that.
Yep.
I almost said demonic, but let's not use that.
Yeah, they just are.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they are, right? They don't.
In a skinwalker turns to human and back to an animal. That is correct, Eric. So,
then what would be like the difference then between a lichen and a skinwalker? Because they can supposedly transform at will.
Now, a skinwalker, from my understanding, you have to do certain things to become able to have the ability to shapeshift your body into different animals.
Okay.
Between a lichen, you have that ability to whatever.
Yeah, gotcha.
So there's certain rituals and things that you have to perform, and it is. And Russell, if you're still in here, and you'll know, speaking with the indigenous people in different tribes, it is a big taboo. Just even bringing stuff up like that around them, because I've had them on shows before, and brought up, just in casual conversation, not even thinking about it, and it's just like all hell breaks loose, and it's like, don't ever say that word, or they get upset.
Right.
So,
right.
Okay, thanks, Eric. I just want to make sure, because everybody's got their own spin, their own definitions on things, and you want to give it the right information out, because you want to funnel everything into one channel, right? And you don't want 5 definitions for one cryptid, or is it a cryptid? And that's another debate. When it comes to certain animals, or what are called beasts or monsters, is it a cryptid? Because cryptid, if you look at the definition, is an unknown animal that does not exist, or does exist, it is not known on the books. And that's another topic for another show as well, in which, we can go down that rabbit hole too.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of difference, because a lot of people will call, what's that one Nate saw out in the woods when he was fur trapping? A Wendigo.
Okay,
A lot of people will call a Wendigo a cryptid. A Wendigo is not a cryptid. That is not a known or an unknown animal. Right. That is an entity. So that falls in another classification. But everybody has got so comfortable in these days, it's either a Bigfoot or Sasquatch, or Dogman, or if it's a monster or an animal, it's a cryptid. Instead of paranormal or whatnot. So they're just throwing them in those categories. So I want to try to have people have some knowledge to break it down, because when people come to you, Eric, Jim, Cameron, Don, Raymond, and which one's made in labs? Well, that's the thing, Raymond. We've got reports from people on our shows and people across the country and worldwide saying that G-Man, whether it's ours or other nations, do have these creatures and beasts, and they are manipulating their DNA.
Right.
So, and some of them have trackers on them, GPS trackers, whether it's ankle bracelets or collars.
Yes.
So, and and so, I mean, where does it go? Where does it stop? And I don't know if y'all heard the latest thing. And we brought this up. Was it on our show or another show about Bigfoot being robotic? It was on our show too.
Yeah.
And it was and it came up on another show too about Bigfoot out in the woods being a robot. And Val heard it. Another investigator heard it and getting reports. And I've heard it like 6 or 7 times. And the guest we had on it knows about it, and she validated. And we're like, what in the world's going on? And then somebody was it on Lala show was like, well, haven't you read the book back in 1974 about the robot Bigfoot that came out and all that other stuff about blah 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 author? And I'm like, what? I'm like, no.
I didn't hear that. Whoa.
Yeah. Wow. And he's like, you need to read that book.
Is this nonfiction? It's real. Is that what they're saying, that it's supposed to be real?
Right. The Bigfoot, and allegedly that this robot Bigfoot, to me, it's like the movie Terminator, like Arnold Schwarzenegger coming back. And I think, from my understanding, and if anybody out there knows what's going on, correct me if I'm wrong, they're brought here by aliens, allegedly, and are supposed to be out to destroy the Sasquatch or Bigfoot that are living on this earth. They're at war.
Part human. Yes. Now that I've heard. Yeah, that I have heard. Several places too about the war. Yeah, Bigfoot war.
Yeah. So it's just crazy. So my thing is, ladies and gentlemen, where do you draw the line, right? And so, and that's why I'm saying, when we said this in other shows, when people talk to you, listen to them, right? Give them an ear. Because when I first heard about that, I'm like, yeah, right, whatever.
Yes. Okay. Right.
Just another fake news thing somebody's putting out there, starting up rumors. And then you're hearing other reports and you're like, where do you live? And you're like, how would you know? They're like, because it's not acting like my regular Sasquatches. And I'm like, what do you mean your regular Sasquatches? Like, yeah, I've got them living on my land for years. And this thing is not normal. And then we have guests that tells us, oh yeah, they're out there because my Sasquatches tells me, and they're not. And it's just like, whoa.
Well, remember Lala said about the woman that was abducted that I know. She said that it was part alien and part robot.
Yes.
Isn't that? Yeah. Yes. So it's connected. Possibly. Wow.
Well, and Aussie Sue, I you're right. I do know G-Man knows a lot about them, and they are experimenting with them. It's been confirmed they do have underground bunkers and bases and test labs that we're not supposed to know about. But Chupacabra is another good one that came out in the mid 90s. Irene, I won't mention her last name. I worked with her when I was out of high school, and her family moved from Puerto Rico to the States because of Chupacabra, because they had an incident.
Oh, wow.
And it's been documented that over 2,000 animals were attacked in her town. And we actually read it on the air, the news article, and they had armed guards. The villages took up arms and they took watch. And a lot of people fled the town and the country, and her family was one of them. And
wow.
And now the Chupacabra, the ones that I learned back then was the alien type, bipedal with the spikes, lizard, alien head, alien eyes, whatnot.
Yeah, like not a goat, what they call goat sucker or something like that.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what it's called. Chupacabra is goat sucker.
But they had that more, like demonic, look to them.
But now Chupacabra in the States is like a canine with mange, and I'm like, where did this come from? And I refer, and no disrespect to lady in Texas that's been on Monster Quest, the History Channel, the Travel Channel, that shot one and calls it Chupacabra, and it's got it stuffed because they actually did DNA test and stuff on it, and it came back inconclusive to where the DNA is not on the books. So is that a hybrid?
Yeah, that's suspicious.
So it is. So once again, they threw it in that thing calling it Chupacabra.
Yes.
But the thing I said on the show is that nobody has proof that a four-legged canine attacked any of these animals in America like they did in Puerto Rico. Yes. Because Puerto Rico, they saw this creature that Irene saw that I showed the picture of on the show actually attacking the animals.
Oh God!
So, and she only talked about it once for like 2 or 3 minutes and lost her stuff, and she didn't work the rest of the day, and she never talked about it ever since I've known her since then.
Gosh,
and she was, and let's see, she was 15 when she left the country, and she was 22 when we met, I think.
Wow.
So, yes. So,
wow. That's so traumatic.
And she was talking about the nightmares and everything, and how the village and the family members and all have problems with the cattle and the animals. And
were they able to kill this thing or couldn't they?
They never could. They never could catch it. And the thing is that I can't remember the military base or the scientific institute or whatever that's there near Puerto Rico at the time. They think it was either created and escaped
lab,
or something, or maybe it was an alien that they captured and they messed with the DNA and they crossed whatever and they got out. Hey, Messy GG, welcome to the show.
Hi.
So, so once again, when it goes back to Dog Man, and people have these experiences because we got one guy in the community, I won't mention his name. He can go out in the woods and out in the fields and take pictures, and he's always got Dog Man around him. And he calls it DD&N. I can't remember what the DD&N stand for.
It's demonic disembodied Nephilim.
Yes, that's right.
People,
yes, that is correct.
So he feels that they're definitely a demonic, sort of.
Yeah, because he said during the war that he was in, the Gulf War, that he saw it go from soldier to soldier.
Whoa.
And and I mean, I cannot imagine witness something like that, right?
No. Oh my gosh. And and it's a terrible situation anyway. And then to be in battle and then to see that, like, what is going on? Like, are you kidding me? I feel like he's really gifted spiritually though. He can see things that probably most people can't. Like, wow.
I think he's on a higher vibration level than most. When I talk to a lot of the psychics, especially some of the ones over in Australia that are really on the frequencies that are very. And Catherine, thank you very much. And I just want to let you all know, everybody that does donate any money towards the channel that helps with content, also with subscriptions and fees, and also helps me, goes to shows and stuff, and it goes to good calls. So
all your
and more content. Yes, it does. It really does. So I just want to say thank you.
Put a lot of money into that. Yeah, definitely.
It really does. But it's wild, so it's hard to explain, because a lot of people, it's just brush it off, it's not. But we know we live in a 3D world. We know it's a fact, and we scientifically, and this is where Science Bob can come in and say there are 11 dimensions that science has proved that. And we can talk about different infrareds, IRs, and we can only see, we can hear different frequencies and so forth. And that's what I'm saying, and I think that's how psychics can use their third eye and their energy and so forth. It's just wild. It really is.
It is.
It really is. So.
And so, and then there's things that, if they're created by the G-Man, or by aliens, and they can be disguised, as, like you said, as Bigfoot, as Dogman. But there is DNA evidence of Dogman, because that's now part of the Sasquatch Genome Project. Because I know that Dr. Melba Ketchen had been talking about that that's their next thing that they're trying to prove. So so that's exciting, and as well as other things.
And now that's one thing. How do you prove Dogman? And
it's just like it would just be like so far. It's canine. Russell, if you're still here, I'm sure Russell knows. I believe it's canine with unknown canine with human and maybe something else. I don't remember exactly what the results were, but it's when if you're getting a canine and a human, or like an ape and a human, that's some weird, that's some pretty cool stuff. So guys, I apologize. Bettina is running late, and I think she had missed the time. There's a little mix up, but that she'll be here. Anyway, so let's just go on. But so it's really, really interesting. And just like you said, Grizzly, a year ago, if somebody would have said something about half of this stuff, I'd be like, oh, I don't know about that.
Right. And I agree with Roger. I think G-Man probably created a lot of things by DNA and gene splicing, right? Yeah. And there are things that are heavenly, and I think there are things that are evil as well that walk upon this earth that are in spirit form.
Yes.
And there's a lot of things that is hard to prove. And I never forget the conversation I had with somebody about Bigfoot years ago. And, why do you believe? And, you never see it. And I'm like, well, you believe in air and wind. What are you talking about? And I blew on them. You can't see it, but you can feel it. Just like the prints and the tracks and the ledge hair and so forth they leave behind, I was like, and I'm like, you're a very spiritual person. You go to church all the time and so forth. And I was like, what is that called? And they looked at me and then they said faith. I'm like, there you go. Yeah. And I said the same concept believes in when it comes to the cryptid things, you got to have an open mind to it. I mean, you just can't say no. I mean, there's things out in the oceans we don't know about.
Oh, yeah.
That live that we don't have names for. We're still discovering insects and bugs and animals that we don't know that walk upon or live upon this earth.
Right.
So whether it's demonic and flesh and blood or both, or capability of being both or whatnot. So So Thomas says, I seen my werewolf like Van Helsing. So
wow, Van Helsing. Yeah, Van Helsing.
Van Helsing,
Really? Did you, Thomas? Oh my gosh. See, hi Lalo. We were talking about you.
Yeah, I was just talking about you.
Yeah, we were talking about you. So that's interesting because some people that I've talked to, they said, what I saw was not a dog. It was more of like a wolf, not a dog. So, and then, so this is the werewolf, or maybe lichen. I don't know. And that's interesting too. Yeah. Because people say with the werewolves, you can't prove because they go back to their human form if they're killed. So
right. It's not like we're in a helicopter with dart guns and tranquilizers. Like, there goes a dog, then, and we're knocking them out. Now, evidently, they've done it with Bigfoot because we know they exist. Right now, we know we've seen allegedly they can cloak. Now we're getting reports, ladies and gentlemen, we were saying earlier that they're seeing with trackers on them. And we're also getting reports where people are showing up with these little bitty, what do you call those? Where they amplify sound? What do they call them? The little disc with the headphones. Oh, what's it called?
I know. I don't know if I know the name.
Symbolic disc, embolic disc, or Roger. What's those disc calls, the little circle disc to amplify your sound. You can point it, and it
like a parabolic.
parabolic disc, parabolic mic. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then they got those out there to where evidently they can monitor where these creatures are, and they can send out infrasound to cause havoc on their hearing and make them go, make them scream or howl or whatnot. So, you know, and then, hey, Bigfoot and two old cougars or codgers. I always say cougars. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, that's Jack. Yes, we definitely would like to have you. I'll get in contact with you, Jack. Sure.
Yes, absolutely. But you know, and so they're tracking something out there, because we've actually had people on shows, and I've taken reports to where people in the SUVs were showing up and they're using these parabolic dish mic looking devices. And they don't hear nothing, but man, all hell's breaking loose in the woods and noises, and their dogs and animals are going crazy, but they don't hear anything. So, you know, so what does that tell you? You know, I mean, so something's going on.
This is, I mean, I'm sure you've heard that the G-Man under a couple presidential administrations ago had released like tens of thousands of these things that they were keeping in sanctuaries, but they said, well, let's just release them because we don't want to, we don't want to have the maintenance of taking care of these things. So, hey, Justin. So these things that were created, you know, in a lab and grew up in a lab, however they were created. So then they just released them out into the wild. Now that's terrible. And I wonder if that's where we have the aggressive, you know, the super aggressive dogmen, we have the super aggressive Bigfoot or whatever kind of cryptid.
Right.
Could that be at, or behind the, you know, a lot of the people that are missing, that come up missing, or animal attacks, you know, but then there's no animal is named, you know, no animal is identified. So have you heard that? Have you ever heard that?
Yes. And we've actually have reports that there are alleged kill teams that we all know about that go out and hunt these creatures, whether it's Dogman or Bigfoot. Yes.
Yeah.
So
scary and sad. Wow. It because also, oh God, I even think about it. You know, you just don't know what they have in store for us next. Oh, so you know, somebody asked in the chat about the aliens. What do you all think about that? At first we looked at it on the show last night and I was like, I don't know. You know, like, first of all, here's Bettina. There's, you know, they're so small. They're so tiny. They came from Peru. They look like ET, but they've been, they're about 1,000 years old. And they're saying the Mexican government said that the U.S. government is refusing to admit. Now that's bizarre.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. On Bettina, we're going to have to reschedule because we're already over on a couple of channels on our time frame. I just got a message from a couple of people on their channels cutting in on their time. Okay. So we'll reach out and get her rescheduled, get her back on the show.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, Bettina, I don't know if she even got on yet, but we have the time zone.
When we broadcast on other people's channels, we're on schedules for other people's shows too. So So, but we'll get her back on, ladies and gentlemen.
Definitely. Sorry about that mix up. I know everybody's
about that. Yeah, think about that alien thing. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yes, it definitely is. It's definitely, I think we have to talk about, I'm going to do a lot more research and we'll have to talk about that next week in our breaking news, you know?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Need to have a discussion about that. Yeah. So anyway, but
ladies and gentlemen,
Tina. And thanks everybody. Thanks for stopping by.
Coast to coast and around the world. We'll catch you on the next show.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.